She said, I was once at a house party and a friend of mine tried lighting a cigarette with a faulty lighter. It didn't light at first, but then he set the flame to max and almost burnt his hair in a cartoonish sort of way.
Welcome to Dot's Indie Top 5. It's episode number 3. And if you've traversed this 2-week journey with us, you know that Dot here, who's alongside me, has given us some amazing tracks, cross genres to celebrate Indian musicians singing in English. And this week we've got 5 more tracks. Like I keep saying, it's not a countdown. These are not in the order of merit. These are just 5 beautiful songs that Dot has discovered and she wants to share with us. Great to see you. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Excellent. Dot, the Archie soundtrack is a revelation. The people like Tejas, yourself. There are also some mainstream singer-songwriter legends like Shankar Mahadevan, Ehsaan Nurani, Loy Mendonca. Those guys are an institution, you know. Shankar with his Indian classical training, Loy with his jazz synthesizers, and Ehsaan with his rock electric guitar. Just being on that album and working on that album. Also, the music was curated by Ankur Tiwari. He was another little champion of the indie movement in India. I'd like you to share your experiences here.
It was incredible. I don't think I've ever experienced writing music at that scale with so many people involved, and like you said, these guys they're all legends, you know, and they come from they all come from very different musical backgrounds, and yet we were working on the same thing together with Zoya kind of at the helm of the ship. And is that right? Helm of the ship.
Yeah, at the helm of the ship. Yeah, totally.
So and of course, writing for narrative is completely different than, you know, sitting in a bedroom and writing music for yourself, because you have to consider every aspect of the character, what's going on in the story at that point. Would this music make sense for this era? Things like that I've never maybe considered before. I was just able to kind of bring my young perspective, I guess, to that table of legends, it was probably the most, being a musician, it was just the most memorable part of the whole experience. One of the most, let's say. Yeah.
That's lovely. I'm not even getting into the acting, but she is Ethel in the Archies. So get on Netflix and watch that movie and you will thoroughly enjoy her performance. Okay, 5 songs this particular week. We're going to start with a lady duo called Gauri and Akasha. Gauri and Akasha and their song Hold On Tight. Now, Gauri was part of Aladdin, which is the theatrical show, the stage show in Mumbai.
Both of them, actually.
And so was Akasha.
Yeah.
They meet up there,
yeah,
and they strike a friendship, though they're technically from different cities. I think Akasha is from Delhi, and Gauri is from Kerala. So both of them meet here, and they decide, what are we going to do after this play? They start jamming, start vocalizing, and they become singer-songwriters together. So yeah, Akasha is actually from Jalandhar in Punjab, and she was working in Bangalore briefly as part of a corporate company. So that's the background I've been able to dish out, but I'm not the right person. Dot, tell us about that.
Yeah, so actually, funny you should mention Aladdin, because I was there when they came to Delhi. I brought some of my friends and we just casually went to see this production, and I posted like a picture of it, or like a video snippet on my Instagram stories. And then as I was leaving the theater to go home, these 2 girls ran up behind me and they were like, Dot, you posted about us, we love you. And like they had been fans like of my YouTube stuff. And since then we kind of just like, we hit it off. We've become great friends now, and their music is wonderful. I think they're very, they think about what they're saying with great depth and with a lot of weight. And so this song, I was speaking to them about it, and this song was kind of one of the first songs that they wrote together. It started off as a piano riff, and then they built upon that. And they talk about, what did they say? They said they wanted to write something fun and non-melancholic, unlike most of our other songs. they want to start taking music writing not so seriously and have fun with the writing process, which I think is such a, I relate to that a lot, because a lot of times us lyric writer type songwriters, we get a little too bogged down in the
seriousness
details.
of it, the
Yeah.
details of it,
Yeah, so they were just like, why don't we just write something fun? And this is what they came up with, which...
Yeah, they're just kicking back, having fun. They're actually, so strong with their vocal harmonies. A lot of people say they're a soul and pop duo, but they just like to call themselves a singer-songwriter harmony duo.
Yeah.
So here we go. It's Hold On Tight, Gauri and Akasha, this wonderful duo. Like I said, they're totally different from each other. One from Kerala, another from Jalandhar. How they came together, did theatre in Delhi and Mumbai, and look where it's gotten them. And that's about it, isn't it? I mean, if you find a kindred soul, you can collaborate as producer and singer-songwriter, or form a duo.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just know in your gut.
Yeah. And writing together is a difficult thing, I would say.
Correct.
It's very personal.
Song number 2 of Dot's Indie Top 5 for this week. Like I said, it's not a countdown. It's just 5 brilliant songs that she's listened to and she's wanting to share with us. It's a duo again. It's Maryanne Alexander and Pranay Parthi, and it's a out-and-out dance song. It's called In My Zone. Now, Maryanne is from the south of India. She's been part of the indie act No Home with Tejas Ramakrishna, and she's also performed for a Malayalam film called Columbi. She's worked with Sanjeev T, Sid Sriram, Tarang Joseph, all these exciting singer-songwriters from the south of India. And Mumbai artist Pranay Parthi and she found an unlikely partnership which led to this particular song, which apparently was written all through the lockdown. They collaborated through the lockdown, and it's just a club-friendly song when no clubs were open.
Yeah. I was speaking to her about the track, and she said it's a dance track for ambiverts, which is a new word. I didn't know what an ambivert was before speaking to her. So it's basically kind of what splits the difference between an extrovert and an introvert. She talks about not being able to kind of she likes going out, she likes dancing and having fun with her friends and all that, but first she needs to take care of herself. Like, she needs to, the word she uses, I need my, until my own cup is full, is what she said. Which is a sentiment I definitely very strongly resonate with. And yeah, so also, like, for me, when I heard the song, it reminded me of being in a flow state. I think pretty much the only time I get into a flow state where I just forget to eat and I'm getting lost in the task at hand is when I'm writing. And to me, the song is also kind of about that. So yeah, it's a really fun, dancey track.
Forgetting to eat, all encompassing the singer-songwriter process. Amazing, the kind of passion these independent artists have. So yeah, enjoy this one. Go stream it, go check it out. We will be playing it on the radio on 94.3 on the FM band, Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, Chennai, right here on Radio 1. So you will hear the song on the radio and yeah, dance to it and think of everything that Dot told you about this particular track. All right, this is a band that has just skyrocketed over the last 5 years. They're called Till Apes, and it's a song that features Hanuman Kind. Hanuman Kind himself is Suraj Cherukat. I beg your pardon, Suraj Cherukat, who over the last few years has developed a lyrical rap identity that is unparalleled as far as India is concerned. So say hello to Till Apes, which is Hanuman Kind, Doc Oz, Surya Praveen, Sange Wangchup, Philip John, Gautam David, and this particular track that Dot has picked out is called World Domination. Dot, talk about the song.
Yeah, I was like I mentioned in one of the previous episodes, I've started getting into hip hop like the last couple of years, and I was trying to pinpoint what it is about Till Apes music and just hip hop in general that gets me, and I think the word that keeps coming to my mind is clench. So I don't know, maybe it's a weird way of saying it, but there's something about hip-hop grooves, and especially Till Apes grooves, that are that kind of pull back. There's a sense of like I don't know, maybe it's just like really deep in the pocket or whatever, but yeah, so you get this clenchy feeling in your body, and that kind of musician stank face comes into play, and when you hear them live. And of course, they're amazing performers, super tight band, and Suraj is a fabulous headman, leading man. Yeah, so World Domination, one of my favorites from their repertoire.
And they pretty much now become festival favorites. I mean, they played NH7, they played Supersonic. Everybody wants them at festivals because they really get the crowd into a groove.
They bring the heat.
They bring the heat, totally. The clenched heat, like Don said. So fab stuff there. We've had one band and two duos, and now for the first solo artist for this edition of Dot City Top 5, it is the phenomenal Malavika, also known as Mali. And what a story. Chennai girl, who's now lives in Mumbai. She says she goes back home to Chennai for home-cooked meals and beach visits and family time. But the rest of the time, it's only work and work and work. And she's done the hard yards, hasn't she, Mali?
She's been around for a
She's been around for a while, and I love semi-automatic butane, and I think a lot of that has to do with Keshav Dhar from Sky Harbor for giving her this particular song. It's a big, nice anthemic pop sound, isn't it?
Yeah, very danceable. She said, I was once at a house party and a friend of mine tried lighting a cigarette with a faulty lighter. It didn't light at first, but then he set the flame to max and almost burnt his hair in a cartoonish sort of way. So the song's about, how dangerous smoking can be, but we kind of do it anyway, and we follow our inner vices.
It's what they call YOLO, you only live once. You know you're about to do something that's not good for you, but you end up going and doing it.
Yeah.
Semi-automatic butane, pulsating beats. I love the electric guitar parts. I love the synths, and of course, Mali's real name is Malavika Manoj. For those of you who want some extra trivia, the girl from Chennai who's now in Mumbai making it big. And big ups to Keshav Dhar and his moniker, which is Sky Harbor, for this particular sound. And keep an eye out for Mali. We play her a lot on radio, and now it's only logical that Dot would also choose her to be on the top 5. Almost karmic, if I can say that. So, have you interacted with her? Have you met her?
Yeah, I met her a couple of times, but not really very much. I've been following her from kind of a distance.
Not as much as you would like to.
Yeah, not as much as I would like to.
Okay, I know that this duo is one of Dot's eternal favorites. It's Ranji and Cliffer. We were just talking about Ranji in the previous episode, how she's not only a rapper but also trained in Carnatic music. There's Cliffer at the other end of the spectrum, and this is a track of theirs called Conversation, something that you've picked out, and you obviously will now give us the reason why you trip on them so much.
Yeah, I can't really say too much, just because when I listen to Ranji and Cliffer, it's the thing that's drawing me in is the fact that, man, I could never write music like that. It's so it's just so cool, and it's so I don't know. They figured out how to nail cool, and they're a treat to watch on stage. I've seen them quite a few times now, and I've been fangirling ever since I first heard them.
And this particular song, why does it speak to you?
It's an R&B infused track, and it's kind of I don't know. I don't have too much to say about it. Just that, like, it's clear I love Ranj. I've featured her a number of times, but because it's so mysterious to me how they write music like this, I can't say much in a way.
I love that, they've got these rhythmic loops mounted on vocals, and the music is almost a combination of blues and rap. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Conversations is. And just some trivia for you guys. They'd been part of a Carnatic fusion jazz experimental band called Kelvi Kuri. That's how, before they became Ranj and Cliffer. So, and Cliffer's real name is actually Cliffer Christopher. So, who loves his hip hop, his R&B, his soul, and his rap. So, and for all you Tamil fans, they promised to write and release more music in Tamil for you to enjoy, which is regional beats, which is their mother tongue. That's an exciting thing to do, isn't it? I mean, If you're comfortable in English, so be it. But otherwise, regional music is becoming so hot.
Yeah, I think Mali as well had her latest track that's just come
Has
out.
some Tamil in it,
It's a Tamil track, yeah.
Interesting. So that's the story, Morning Glory, episode number 3 of Dot's Indie Top 5. What did you think of it? Do you want to suggest some indie music for us to listen to? Did you not know these tracks, and once you heard of them, you felt euphoria, elation, happiness? Let us know about it. Our WhatsApp line is 9833-943-943. That's 9833-943-943. Please follow Dot on Instagram at Dot on the Syllables. Please go check out her wonderful music on YouTube. Just Dot, the YouTube channel. And you could inbox us on at 94.3 Radio 1 India. Till next time, for the final episode of Dot's Indie Top 5, it's me, Hrishi K, saying ciao. Thank you.
Thank you.
94.3 Radio 1.